Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rochelle. I'm an esthetician and this is my series called Esthetician Refresh. We're now starting on part 2 of Anatomy Plus. Remember, some information may be incorrect. Nobody's perfect. Always refer to your book and the state's website for more up-to-date information. So we're going to get into it, of course, with a guess the word. So go ahead and read the descriptions and guess the word as best as you can. Pause the screen and we'll be back. Alright guys, so we're back. Here's the answers. How'd you guys do? Some of these you guys learned in the last video, so I'll be a little upset if you didn't get them right. Just kidding. Okay, so the first one, the skin and its accessory organs such as the oil and sweat glands, sensory receptors, hair and nails. That's the integumentary system, guys. We learned about that in my last video. The bones forming the side of the head next to the ear, those are the temporal bones. The forehead bone is the frontal bone. The protective covering on body surfaces, like the skin, mucous membranes, and lining of the heart, digestive and respiratory organs, and glands. That's going to be epithelial tissue. Last one, guys. Okay, here we go. The lower jawbone is the largest and strongest bone of the face. That is the mandible bone. So I put in pink man because defining the lower jawbone as the strongest bone of the face. And of course, the word has man in it. So just think of man, strongest bone, man. Not saying they're the strongest, but you get what I mean. Okay, let's move on. Anyways, question number 1. Which muscle do you use to chew? The masseter and the temporalis. Guys, the masseter and the temporalis are two key muscles involved in chewing. The masseter is a thick rectangular muscle located at the back of the jaw. It has two parts, the superficial and the deep, and it plays a primary role in elevating the mandible, which is your lower jaw, to close the mouth. The masseter is one of the strongest muscles in the body. Okay, here we go. And then the temporalis, I struggled to say that word yesterday too. The temporalis is a fan shaped muscle located on the side of the skull right above the ear. The temporalis helps elevate the mandible, but it also assists in retracting it. It's important for fine control during chewing. Number 2, what muscle closes the eyes? The orbicularis oculi. The orbicularis oculi is a circular muscle that surrounds the eye socket. Its main function is to control movements of the eyelids, including closing the eyelids tightly and squinting. This muscle is responsible for actions such as blinking, winking, and generating the crow's feet, which are wrinkles at the outer corners of the eyes when you smile or squint. Question number 3. What is the primary function of the excretory system? So the primary function of the excretory system is purifying the body by elimination of waste matter. So just think again, the kidneys, they're the body's filter. The kidneys are part of the excretory system. The main organs of the excretory system include the kidneys, the bladder, the urethra, and together they form the urinary system, as well as the lungs, the skin, and liver, which all assist in waste removal through respiration, sweating, and bile production. Question number 4. What is the process of cell reproduction called? Mitosis. Mitosis is the process by which a single cell divides to create two identical daughter cells. It helps with growth, repair, and replacing old or damaged cells in the body. Prophase. The cell gets ready to divide by condensing its DNA into visible chromosomes and the nuclear membrane starts to break down. Metaphase. The chromosomes line up in the middle of the cell. Anaphase. The chromosomes split apart and move to opposite sides of the cell. Telophase. Two new nuclei form around the separated chromosomes. Cytokinesis. The cell fully splits into two identical daughter cells. Question number 5. Which movement separates the fingers? Abduction. So abduction, abduction, away. You're going to run away if someone tries to abduct you, right? So just think abduction, away. Now, if you're talking about adduction, ADD, moving a body part towards your body, you're not going to think of running away anymore. You're going to think of adding to the body. Question number 6. When you turn your head, you are using the SCM. I'm not even going to attempt to say that word, guys, so just read it, do your best. The SCM, what I like to think of it as, is a long name neck. So it's referring to your neck as long name, long neck. So the SCM is a paired muscle, not one, but two, located on each side of the neck. It is one of the most prominent neck muscles and plays a key role in head movement. It can often become tight due to poor posture or stress. Question number 7. What is the pituitary gland? The pituitary gland is a small pea-shaped gland located at the base of the brain, just below the hypothalamus. It is often called the master gland because it controls many other glands in the body by releasing important hormones. Question number 8. What carries messages to and from the brain and controls and coordinates all body functions? Nerve tissue. Nerve tissue is made up of specialized cells called neurons, which transmit electrical signals throughout the body. Nerve tissue is essential for communication between the brain, spinal cord, and other parts of the body. It allows us to move, think, feel, and respond to our environment, making it crucial for all bodily functions and activities. Question number 9. What is the importance of lymph? To disperse white blood cells and cell nutrients. Lymph is a clear fluid that circulates through the lymphatic system, carrying white blood cells, nutrients, and waste products. It helps fight infections, remove toxins from the body, and maintains fluid balance. Lymph is important because it supports the immune function and helps protect the body from harmful invaders like bacteria and viruses. Question number 10. Which muscle is thin and flat between the upper and lower jaw that compresses the cheeks and expels air between the lips? The buccinator. The buccinator muscle is a thin, flat muscle located in the cheek. It helps to compress the cheek against the teeth, which is important for actions like chewing, blowing air, and sucking. It also plays a role in keeping food between the teeth while chewing and assists in facial expressions like smiling. Okay, guys, you did it. We're done. You answered all 10 questions. Now I have more for you. If you want to stay, here's a little bonus. This is something I put together for you guys. The layers of the skin. You can pause to read or you can listen to me read them for you. It's up to you. The stratum corneum is the outermost layer of the skin. It consists of dead skin cells that are flat and filled with a protein called keratin. This layer acts as a barrier, protecting the body from environmental damage, dehydration, and harmful microbes. It also helps prevent water loss from the body. Stratum lucidum. The stratum lucidum is a thin, clear layer of dead skin cells found only in the thick skin of areas like the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet. It lies just beneath the stratum corneum and helps provide an extra layer of protection and resilience to these high friction areas. And right here I messed up on stratum granulosum. I put the same definition as stratum lucidum. I don't know why I didn't do it, but I have it here for you guys, so don't worry. The stratum granulosum is a layer of the epidermis located just above the stratum spinosum and below the stratum corneum. It consists of cells that are in the process of dying and producing keratin, which helps form a protective barrier for the skin. Alright, guys, and what do you know? Just my luck, I did it again, but don't worry, I have the definition for you. So, the stratum spinosum is a layer of the epidermis located just above the stratum basal. It contains living skin cells that are connected by structures called desmosums, which help the skin stay strong and flexible. Next, we have the stratum basal. Some people also call this the stratum, or not the stratum, but the basement layer. Um, Also known as the stratum genitavium. I cannot say that word either. It's the deepest layer of the epidermis, and it's composed of a single layer of actively dividing cells, primarily keratinocytes, which continually produce new skin cells. As these new cells move upwards, they mature and become part of higher layers of the skin. This layer also contains melanocytes, which produce melanin, the pigment responsible for skin color, and Merkel cells, which are involved in sensory perception. The stratum basal is essential for skin regeneration and repair. You can remember this kind of by CLGSB. Melanocytes are specialized cells found in skin that produce melanin, the pigment responsible for skin color. They help protect the skin from harmful effects of UV radiation by absorbing and dispersing UV light. Keratinocytes are the most common skin type cells. They produce keratin, a tough protein that helps protect the skin from damage, water loss, and harmful substances. These cells make up the majority of the epidermis and move upward as they mature, eventually forming the outer protective layer of the skin. Keratinocytes form in the stratum basal, the deepest layer of the epidermis. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. You can follow me on Instagram if you want to see more content at waxgirl888. And be happy because you just completed part 2 of Esthetician Refresh Anatomy Plus. Thank you guys for learning with me, watching, whatever you guys want to call it. I love making these videos. It's so fun because I'm also learning as I'm teaching you guys. So if there's anything specific that you guys want me to go over or you have questions on, let me know, comment, like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. Let the estheticians know that there's a new Esty in town. Just kidding. But yeah, all right, guys. See you in the next video.